Hi everyone, Great Power 60 here. So today, one of my problems today, let's finish the sentence, all right? Today I am doing some stamping for Christmas cards or tags or whatever, and I want to use different colors, not just black. So I'm using some of my other inks that I don't always have a lot of. So yeah, I find personally, I'm gonna have to pick that up. Personally, I have trouble when I'm creating cards or ephemera, tags, anything like that, during the Christmas season or anytime, actually, any time of year. I find I have to go searching through my stamps to get some stamping done so that I don't have to go searching. And I thought today, I've done two things today. I've created some Christmas cards out of my scraps of paper. I've also made some just everyday cards in kind of a slim line, and I was watching Maymay Made It to create these. These cards are, let me get that, yeah, 6x3. So you can use a 6x6. Don't know if that'll fit. I'm going to give it a try. A 6x6 and fold it in half, and then use it as landscape for some papers that you don't really like, that you're not using, or that are difficult. Anyway, I'll link Maymay. I mean, she did it a couple of years ago, but I'm glad I found it because it gave me some. I am not a card maker at all. I'm not good at it. I find I get totally lost in the whole process of trying to come up with things. So right now, what I'm doing, we'll talk about both of those things. Right now, what I'm doing is just taking the scraps that I used, scrap papers. I've got pieces that are left over, and I'm doing some Christmas winter stamping on there so that I will have it available and be able to just cut it out when I need it. I find that I spend more time looking for the right words, and I thought these would be great to keep handy. I'm just going to do a couple of Merry Christmases, if I can get it off. And I'm going to do it in different colors, because you never know when you may need some tags or some stamps. I'm trying to make sure this is covered. I need a new archival ink. I'm afraid I've used my black archival ink so many times, it's starting to dry out. And I know I should cover it every time. So by doing this, I'm not stressed about whether or not the words come out right, because I'm doing it now. I'm doing it before I get a chance to make a mess. It's just being prepared a little ahead of time. That's basically all I'm trying to do here, is get these done a little ahead of time so that all I have to do is cut them out and place them on the front of a card. Like, for instance, on one of these cards that I made, I happen to have these envelopes. These are 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 card. And I cut it off of one of my cardstocks that's 8 1/2 by 11. So I will have some kind of extras around. But it would be great to be able to, you know, put one of these on here. And I'll show you that in a little bit. Right now, I just want to get some, oh, I guess I could do 2. There's no point in just doing 1, right? Now this is pigmented ink, and I don't know if that'll fit, so we'll go down here. Yeah, so this is, to me, it saves me from going and looking if I'm making cards. You know, why not do like a mask make? Basically, I'm doing a mask make. All right, I'm gonna need another. And I thought black, green, and red would be the 3 colors for Merry Christmas that I might need, that I might use. So we're going to just wipe that off and get myself paper towel to just sop that up. Okay, let's go with this darker red and see. I think it's too purpley. Ooh, maybe too purple. Let's go with this red and see. This one I always think is a little too pink, but maybe it will work out. And let's see if we can get one down here. I'm not going to take a chance. I'll just grab another sheet that I have. Press that down, allow the ink to absorb into the card. Gosh, I hope you can see what I'm doing. I'm kind of off kilter here. What I like about these is that they are easy to take out and easy to put back. And on the back, this is what you hold on to do your stamping. All right, so there's a red Merry Christmas. I got green. I might as well do another red. I don't remember which red I used, so we'll just use this one. Basically, that's all I'm doing, is just getting these made ahead of time so that when it comes time for me to use these stamps, I'll have a stash available to me and not always worried about where is it? Is it, you know, is it in my Christmas box? Is it in my words? Is it in my clear stamps? You know, and it just saves you a little bit of time if you have a lot of these. Okay, so I've got 2 green. I've only got 1 black. So let's make a couple more. Using my archival ink. And I have to be careful too, because I'm not sure how long it's going to take for these to dry. So that is what I'm doing on this Sunday, is just preparing some stamped sentiments so that I don't have to waste time looking for the right wording that I want to use on the cards. So it all started off, my day all started off with watching Maymay Made It and showing us how she created cards without worrying about the orientation. These are not a good example. I'll leave her the link to her channel. It was done a couple of years ago. Maybe you've already seen it. But you know, sometimes when you get a page, I don't know if I have one here. It's a real shame I don't. Where you have a page where there's a big picture in the middle and stuff on the outside, and you know, you don't know how you want to cut it up to make cards. She kind of has a way of just turn it over. You want to make sure it's the right orientation. So if your card is going to be 4 1/4, then you just take it and you cut it at 4 1/4 across. Then if you want to make it at 5, you know, cut it 5 at 5. I think it was 5 1/4. I don't know. I think it was 5. Then you just trust the process, which is what I did with these. This was a big sheet of, and I didn't have to worry about the, you know, orientation because I had it the right way. But I didn't have to worry about what I'm cutting off on these. And the only thing I did with these is this is just cardstock. Let me get it at 8 1/4, 8 1/2. It's 8 1/2 by 5 1/2. 8 1/2 by 5 1/2. When you cut that, it's 4 1/4, right? Yep. So 8 1/2. So I tried to use up as much using 8 1/2 by 11 paper, so I could get 2 of these on here. 5 1/2 and 5 1/2 is 11. So I was able to get 2 cards out of an 8 1/2 by 11. And yeah, and then these are just slightly smaller. So where the card is 8 1/4, I would cut this 4 1/4. I would cut this by 4. And if this was 5 1/2, I would cut it at 5 1/4, depending on how big you want the. Anyway, that was that idea. And then these, she decided she wanted to try some slim ones. And I've done these in a landscape style. Now, these are great to go in regular mailing envelopes, regular ones. They fit in perfectly. So if you just want to send a card to somebody and maybe throw a few little things in there, it's a regular mailing envelope. You can buy them. Let me see where mine is here. I got mine at Dollarama. 75 envelopes. They're called number 8 size. There's 3 5/8 by 6 1/2. And I paid $1.75 for them a couple of years ago. I don't know what they are today. But they're perfect size to send a card, you know, and you can adjust your card size. I mean, these ones were 6. They were a 6 by 6, and you just fold it in half. 6 by 6, and fold it in half. If you have 6 by 6 cards that you want to use, and you can add this on top. I mean, you know. And then all I did here was I found some sentiments, just little ones, non-descriptive, doesn't really, you know, be open to whatever comes next. This one here is go where your heart takes you. And these are just little notes that I can send to you know, anyone, my subscribers. Live your dreams with passion. And the last one that I made, I grabbed a thicker sticker and I just put Be Creative on there, and it's just a little raised. And those would be great just to send out notes. You know, I've always struggled with making cards, but I'm finding now that I can come up with something plain without having to design a card. This is already designed for me. I just have to glue that onto a backing, and that's a card. And then maybe add a sentiment, maybe Merry Christmas. What was the other one? Warm winter wishes, season's greetings, you know, and I've got more in here. There's joy, all is calm, all is bright, deck the halls. So I can, you know, use these. And since I've done Merry Christmas enough, and I should have covered that again, I can go on to my next ones and start using these stamps. So that's what I'm doing today. Here's some happy holidays. We're just going to, these are very old, so they're really stuck. I have not used them before at all. So pulling them off is like a real chore. However, what is this? Happy Holidays. Maybe it's a little bit crooked. That's why I like my other one. It has lines in it so I could put it straight. Okay, so let's go again with this one. You know, you don't always have to use archival ink. You can use whatever inks you have. Now I know some of these may be smaller than what you want. Maybe you want something a little bit bigger. It's, you know, it's up to you how you want to prepare your stamps. I am just going to put these on here and hopefully just cutting them out. I may need something else on there, but at least I've got them started. You know, I need to have a stash of these already printed off so that I don't have to stop what I'm doing. So this is a mass make day of stamping. A mass make day of stamping. I am trying to leave a little bit of space so that, you know, depending on how I want it cut, I may want it cut in the shape of a ornament. I may want it cut in the shape of a tree. I mean, at least they're done ahead of time. And that's all that matters to me right now, is just to have them done ahead of time. And that way I can just cut them out. I'm not going to cut them out until I'm ready to use them. And even if it's a little crooked, it's okay, you know? So that's all I've got for you for today. I am just, it's kind of a mixed up day, but I am just preparing my Christmas stamps ahead of time. Now, you know, I may want to use one that I haven't stamped yet. Let It Snow, I love that one. We'll pull that one out. That one's really hard. Oh, I better do it this way. One thing I like about Let It Snow is that sometimes you can use your light blue. It always seems to be the perfect color for Let It Snow. So we will let it snow up here. Oh, I love that. I think I'm going to do a couple more, get some more paper, and play. And just have these ready. So this is kind of my mass make sentiment section that will help me to have things prepared ahead of time. And, you know, there may be times when I don't want to have, wipe this off, I'm going to need another. I may not want to have them pre-done. There may be some in here that I don't feel like using, and I may just want to, I don't know what I'm saying. I am just trying my best to be prepared for this Christmas season coming up. I could start at the bottom or start at the top. Let it snow. I always like to hold it for a minute so that, because it's cardstock, to allow the ink to kind of absorb into it a little bit, and it kind of takes time. This always takes time. That is beautiful. It always takes time to do these things, but you know, when you have an afternoon, you're watching a movie, you can create all of these little stamps ahead of time, and then they're available to you, and all you have to do is cut them out and use them in any way you want. I love that. Let it snow. Okay, so while I continue on here, there is some pretty things here. There's a to and from, holiday cheer, happy holidays. I've got happy holidays. I've got Merry Christmas. I've got Let It Snow. I think, yeah, I have here warm winter wishes. I've got season's greetings. I have some more Merry Christmas, different colors. So which one don't I have? I don't have Deck the Halls. Joyeux Noël, that's French. I don't have that one. I think Merry and Bright is the next one to pull off. Pull off as best I can. And attach it here. It's a little bit bigger. Again, I'm going to use my black archival ink. As I say, it's starting to dry. I'm going to check at Michael's and see if they have, or on Amazon, to see if they have a re-inker for my acid-free archival ink in jet black. Lovely. I'm going to do a couple in black because you never know what colors you may want. So this is what I'm doing on a Sunday afternoon. Rainy day out there. Actually, not a Sunday, it's a Saturday afternoon. My son is working today because Monday was a holiday. We all had Labor Day weekend, and when he has a day off, he has to make up for the day by working the following Saturday. So I'm just waiting for him to call me to pick him up from work. Okay, so we've got Merry and Bright, Winter, Happy Holidays. I'm not going to do a to and from. I think I will do a couple of joy. And I don't know where I'm going to use these. I have no idea where I may or may not use these, but at least they're stamped and they're done. And it's kind of nice to just spend a day just stamping some sentiments, especially Christmas. So they're all ready for you. You don't have to look for them. You don't, I mean, if they're in your stash, but you don't have to go through the whole process of finding the whole sheet and trying to come up with, you know, the right sentiment. If you have them already here available like this, here we go, then it makes life a whole lot easier. Okay, let's pull this one out. Yeah. So I'm almost done here. I hope I've been in shot all this time. I do apologize if I haven't been. I haven't been paying attention. Yeah, that one's not, it's not very dark, is it? That red is not very dark. Let's try this one. This one's more of a purpley red, but maybe we'll get a little better print here. Again, I'm just waiting and waiting patiently. I might also have a drink while I'm waiting. Yeah, it's a little darker. This seems to be a little bit more orange. Of course, on the scale, that's exactly where it is a little bit more orange. And we'll put that away. So for today, that's all I'm going to show you. I will continue on doing this with more of my stamps and prepare them for the season to come. And I hope you enjoyed my video. I hope you will leave me a thumbs up, and I'll link Maymay's down below so that you can, like, this is just a cute little card to send to someone, maybe with a little happy mail or something in there. These are cut. These Christmas cards that I did are plain. Will be very easy to put a Merry Christmas on there, a season's greetings. What I did is I took some black pen and just went around the outside just to give it a little definition. There's nothing in the inside, and these fit perfectly in these envelopes that I happen to have in my stash. So I would suggest, if you have envelopes in your stash, let me grab one sitting beside me here. That same size. No, it's a little bit bigger. If you have envelopes in your stash then create a card that will fit into the envelope. So this envelope is 6.5 by 4.5. So you could easily make a card that is 4 by 6 and it would fit in here. So just a suggestion. If you want to use these for Christmas cards, these envelopes, because they are cheap envelopes, but they are envelopes indeed. These ones are 6.5 by 3 3/4 almost. So you could make a card if it's, sorry, what did I say, 6.5? You could make a card that is 6 by 3 1/4. Yeah, 6 by 3 1/4 will fit in here. Maybe I will do that in a future video. Anyway, that's what I'm up to today. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you again soon. Bye for now.